I am Howard Chen. That is three-time Super Bowl champ Ted Johnson, and this is the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. And Teddy J, this is the final week of the regular season, which means it's going to get crazy because we're going to talk playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy around. You're absolutely right, Howard. A lot of teams, you know, win, you're in, and you lose, you're out. So this is like Bill Parcells used to say, this is why you lift all them weights. This is why you run all them sprints, is for moments like this. You work all this time to get to this point. A lot of teams comes down to tonight, whether or not they get in the playoffs or not.
Yes, it does. Our first game, both teams are in the playoffs, but both teams are brilliant, and that's why they are our Big Star Forward Game of the Week. Pearland, ranked 10th in the state. MANVEL, ranked 6th in the state. This is also a rivalry game because of their proximity. So last year when they played, MANVEL, it took until the very end of the game. They won by 2 points. Here we go. Let's check out the highlights. Pearland, 2-yard run by Evan Burgess made it 7-0 Oilers. Then De'Eric King, the TCU commit. Look at him go. Everybody just, he's dodging everybody at the 20-yard line, the 10, and one more tackler to go. He stopped just inside the 5-yard line. That drive would end with a King touchdown, 3 yards for the score to tie it at 7. But King, far from the only talented guy on the Mavs, Devon Penniman, future Ole Miss running back, finds his way in for the 8-yard score. Now, this game will be tied at 24. In the final seconds, there was a power outage at Alvin Memorial Stadium, but when the lights came back on, Cody Bernstein nailed a 37-yarder to win it for the Oilers. So Pearland gets a little revenge on MANVEL. Big win against the Mavericks.
That's huge. You haven't beat them in 2 years. The lights go out. You talk about icing the kicker, man. That's the proverbial icing of the kicker. He had nerves of steel, kicked that thing right through there. Big win for Pearland.
Yeah, and the second half highlights were really crazy. MANVEL had actually a 4th and goal. Penniman tried to reach across the goal line. He fumbled the ball. Pearland got it back. We'll show all those highlights to you later on in the show. But first, another great team in CROSBY.
Oh, man, I tell you what, you got that right here, Howard. CROSBY Cougars taking on the CE King Panthers. The Panthers coming in averaging 43 points a game. Do they even come close to that tonight? I can tell you, no, it doesn't happen. Look at this. Tristan Cotton, the great quarterback for the CROSBY Cougars, finds Manny Netterly for a touchdown there, puts the Cougars up 7-0 at this point again. Tristan Cotton came into this game, 23 touchdown passes before this game. Has another one right here. Again, Manny Netterly catches a touchdown again. Just, man, you can't cover that kid. We're in the fog here right now. Travion Edwards, watch this runner. Woo-wee. Hits his head on the goalpost, runs it in for a touchdown there for CROSBY. It's a rout. It's a rout, Howard. 35-12 at this point. And then Craig Williams runs in. Look at, you can't really see him. He's in there. I swear he is. He just crossed the goal line. Craig Williams runs in for a touchdown for CROSBY. It's a rout, buddy. 42 points at this point. And then you got Rooney Woodward. Here you go. Catches another touchdown. Everything's going right for CROSBY. I think he did catch that ball right there, Howard. Wow, it's a rout, man. This was supposed to be a closer game than this. CROSBY Cougars putting it on the CE King Panthers 49-12.
And like you said, I kind of expected this to be a little bit closer because CE King, they've been impressive all season long. You know, they knocked off New Caney, which took CROSBY to the wire, and CE King obviously has a very talented running back in Travion Williams. I was expecting maybe more from CE King, but CROSBY making a statement.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, you talk about Cougars defense stepping up big time. You know, Panthers offense averaging 43 points all season long, so to only put up 12, that's a huge, huge game for CROSBY's defense right there.
Everybody knows about the CROSBY offense. Defense making a big statement tonight. How about some playoff games already decided? Guess what? TexanLive.com will bring all these games to you. TexanLive.com is also your source for the dates and times and all that information. Check it out. New Caney, Nederland, Kingwood, Klein Collins, Cinco, Ranch Belair, all that good stuff. TexanLive.com. All right, when we come back, Dickinson is coming back. Their first loss of the season last week against Clear Creek. And for the Gators, would they be able to bounce back? How would they respond? The answer up next. This is the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Welcome back to the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. My name is Howard Chen. That's three-time Super Bowl champ Teddy J, Ted Johnson. And Ted, when the cheerleaders give you some love, I kind of feel like we're football players here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Take me back to my glory days. Better sit down. Let me tell you some stories about my old glory days. All right, better not. But yeah, I love seeing the girls out there cheering. Miss that. I miss high school, man.
Plenty of glory days. How about Dickinson glory days? Now, last week, not so much because the Gators lost to Clear Creek. How did they respond? Thursday night action. Let's check it out. Going against Clear Springs. And for the Chargers, as everybody's charged up leading into the game, Adrian Smith is going to get the ball, a short pass, but he gets nailed by Jaden Collins. Ball comes loose. It's a fumble. Malik Walker, he recovers for Dickinson, and Dickinson capitalizes. Dylan Baines, Jacoby Fowler, 37 yards. That's a touchdown. This makes it 6-0. Same score in the second quarter. It's Baines looking and finding Montel Parker. Nice catch with the defender all over him on the coverage. 22 yards that made it 14-0. Jordan Myers, the running back for Dickinson, had 36 carries, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he's taking his talents to Rice University. Yeah, 36 carries. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
That's a workhorse right there.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go, Howard. What's on the line on this game? Oh, everything's on the line. Win and you are in, baby. Morton Ranch taking on Seven Lakes. Oh, look at this running back. Oh, Mavericks Nicholas Hernandez for the keeper, 42 yards, hits his head on the goalpost. Puts the Mavericks up 6-0 at this point. Here you go. But in the Wildcat, you got Brian Moore. He keeps it. Look at him. Gone. Whew. Boy, that was an impressive run. Oh, it ties the game up there for Seven Lakes there. Here we go. We got Morton Ranch's Dartavius Dixon came into this game, Howard. Running for 933 yards, 7 touchdowns already. Then gets another one on a 29-yard jaunt right there. And then you got Morton Ranch Dixon. He breaks free. He could go. He does. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that form, man. All the way up the sideline.
Nice stiff arm at the end.
Good for him. A 90-yard touchdown run for him. That seals it. Morton Ranch, they wanted it more. They win this one. They are in, baby. They're in the playoffs. They take this one 31-24 over Seven Lakes.
And Seven Lakes, if they had any hope of making the playoffs, they needed to win that game by 12. So that last play that was shown right there where Dixon bounced off into the clear for 90 yards, Seven Lakes, the Spartans, they needed to stop, didn't get it. Yeah,
well, you know what? You got to handle business before this game so you don't have to have those things kind of happen, those tiebreakers. So Morton Ranch putting it on them. Get the win today. The boys got to feel really good. Very satisfying feeling making it into the playoffs.
Congratulations to Morton Ranch getting that final playoff spot in this district. Let's move on to more highlights. Langham Creek against Cy Ridge. The Lobos needing to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They need some help too, but they need to take care of business first. And as Paul Watson taking care of business on the keeper, just barrels over a couple of tacklers at the goal line. He's in from 17 yards away. Makes it 7-0. Then Watson. More running from him. No, you can't tackle him. You got to really take him down. 5 yards. He's in 14-3. Then Watson this time doing damage with his arm to Chase McCray. 4 yards, 28-3. And Watson again hooking up with McCray. This one goes for 28 yards. Nice little run after the catch there. Makes it 49-10. And the Lobos, a great job by them turning around their season. They started the year 0-4. They finished 5-5 and now await to see what everybody else does to see their playoff fate. All
right, here we go, Howard, man. Everything's on the line for Cy-Fair Bobcats taking on Jersey Village. Cy-Fair's got to win this game, buddy. If they are going to get into the playoffs, they come into this game with 0 momentum, lost 3 out of the last 4. So do they get it done? Cy-Fair's Cameron Arnold, a little 2-yard run right there. Nice little run in there. Gets Cy-Fair up 7-0 at this point. The band plays on here. And then you have Trenton Kennedy. Another 2-yard run there. Nothing easy on that 2-yard run. Cy-Fair, they win this one, Howard, man. The big win for these guys. Had 0 momentum coming in, but let's face it, Jersey Village had a tough season, not the toughest opponent. They take this one 21-13.
Cy-Fair needed that win. How about Cy Creek and Cy Ranch, both these teams are already in the playoffs. This one for a little bit momentum heading into the postseason. We head to the Berry Center, and the first highlight, scoreless in the first for Ranch. Colin Rock, the future SMU guy, 20 yards on the keeper, 7-0 for Ranch. Then Cy Creek for the Mustangs. Luke Allen finds Caleb O'Brien. This guy's been a playmaker all season long. He would go in for the score. Extra point would be missed. It would be 14-13. Back to Creek. Kyle Purdy. Intercepted by Alex O'Connor.
Look at that middle linebacker.
That's right. Defense making a play. O'Connor does. 60 yards, pick 6.
Great
yes,
play.
sir. Ranch winning 24-13. Let's check out the final score. They get that W. 38-27, the final score. And right now, joining us, our third member of the broadcast team, Courtney Madden. What was up with all of Thursday? What was the buzz for the Thursday action?
Yes, obviously some huge games tonight, but I didn't want to skip over the big games last night. Like
Yes.
Ted said, if you win, you're in. So let's check out some of the games from last night. D the Wave said, I'm at the Turner Stadium versus the Woodlands, hoping for another big win and hoping Kingwood turns the Highlanders into the Lowlanders.
Almost.
Mashik Courier said, should be a terrific football game between the Woodlands and Kingwood. Kingwood likes to run the ball, and the Woodlands plays serious defense. Jeandre Dawson said, Willow Ridge versus Marshall. Mo City Showdown, Hall Stadium at 7. It's a must-see matchup. Walter C.A. said, Clear Springs has won 4 of the 7 district matchups versus Dickinson, but the Gators have outscored the Chargers 244-236 in the series. And Willow Ridge High School said, very proud of our coaches and kids, football, band, wings, pep squad. You make us proud to be Eagles.
Well, thank you very much, Courtney. And that last tweet was about Willow Ridge, and I have to say, Willow Ridge was really impressive this year. They played a lot of close games this season.
They did. They've done awesome, and I mean, all of these teams, I can't believe what this has come down to. All these last games are into the playoffs.
Yeah, and some of those stats are people out there tweeting 244-236, and when they come with stats like that, highly impressive people. Good job tweeting to Courtney.
I love just seeing all the fandom, people getting on social media, getting involved like that. You got to love that, man. That's really cool.
Absolutely. Okay, we got more coming back. Spring, after a big win last week, could they close their season out with the district title? Find out next. This is the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Welcome back. The road to the UIL Football Championships leads to Energy Stadium here in Houston, December 17th through the 19th. You can get your tickets by logging on to Ticketmaster.com now, and you can watch all the games on the TV home of the UIL Football Championships, Fox Sports Southwest. And welcome back to the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Some of the playoff matchups have already been decided, and TexanLive.com will bring all these games to you. Just check all those matchups there. Not all the information is there. You can log on to TexanLive.com for the dates, the times, locations, all that good stuff, but TexanLive.com is your source for playoff football. All right, so Westfield is a team that is one of the best in the area. They've had a couple of losses, but they're one of the best. And any team that's facing them, it's not easy. And the team facing them tonight needed to win. That would be KLEIN.
Yeah, well, we know what kind of athletes they have over at Westfield. That's a tough team. They've lost 2 games, but one was by forfeit. But Ed Olivers, he's the
real deal.
Stirs the drink there for that team. So that's a very, 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 very good program right there in Westfield.
So like I said, KLEIN needing a win, but a really tough task to ask for them. We check out the highlights. Westfield, the Mustangs against KLEIN. And
I like that.
Yeah, Westfield, Dylan Sterling Cole to his man Tyree Cleveland, and Cleveland shake and bake. He turns the short pass into a 78-yard touchdown.
Might want to swarm tackle him.
He can make some plays. 6 catches for 205 yards on the ball game for him. 3 scores. That means you're going to see more of Cleveland in the highlights. Pass to the other end, and Cleveland again, just so athletic with those strides. 31 yards later, it's 27-0. Sterling Cole also extremely good. Picks up the ball off the ground and just escaping tacklers. They have him around the ankles. He gets free, and check this out. He's basically juking all the way throughout, even inside the 5. Carried on in by Cleveland. That's a touchdown. Made it 33-0. KLEIN needed the win. They didn't get it. Westfield, the Mustangs, finished 8-2 on the regular year. 33-6, the final score.
All right, Howard, here we go. KLEIN Panthers taking on Spring Lions. Not a whole lot on the line for this one. Panthers are already in. Spring Lions, they win this one. They win the district title. Yay, everybody gets a T-shirt. All right, here we go. Springs, Eric Spencer right up the middle. Nice little run there. And then here we go. You got KLEIN's Cameron Olson out on the left side. Somebody be in the screen there. I mean, somebody get close to him. Spring, there we go. Quarterback 12 hurdles over a player there. Nice little run in there. And then Eric Spencer to Cameron Rose.
Woo.
Nice. Look at that. Boy, that was, you talk about stopping on a dime, cutting back inside. Nice little run there for Cameron Rose. Man, it was a route. Spring Spring showed up for this game. Take this one 62-17. Again, KLEIN is already in the playoffs. Spring wins their district title. I wonder if they get T-shirts for that. Good job, boys.
Spring won district because last week they beat Klein Collins. Klein Collins here tonight. How will they bounce back against Klein Forest? Well, the Tigers, let's check out the highlights. Quentin Newton on the jet sweep. Weaves his way through, gets carried down, but not before he scores. 9 yards, it's 7-0. More from the Tigers. Rashawn Day, the fake sweep, 22-yard pass to Jalen Johnson. Another touchdown for Collins, makes it 14-0. Now 28-7. Day, 12 yards to Newton, 35-7. Klein Collins wins 49-20. They don't win district, but a strong year overall for the Tigers. They finish 9-1. As you can tell, 49-14 the final there for the Tigers. Let's check out some of the playoff teams in that district. District 15, 6A. Spring won the district. Klein Collins, of course, also making it by virtue of their 9-1 record. Klein Oak and Westfield. Wow, 4 good teams right there. And Westfield, as we talked about earlier, you know, they finished 8-2. They didn't win the district. I think whoever faces them in the first round.
Watch out.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a nice little surprise. Be like, holy cow, this team's good.
When you you watch the highlights with Westfield, it's athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, they just jump out at you, the athletes they have. I mean, those are thoroughbreds right there, and that's what they do there at Westfield. And so, look, whoever gets in, in the first round, it's going to have their hands full. All right, I've been waiting to get to this game here, Howard. Travis taking on the Dulles Vikings. Dulles didn't win a game last year. Win, and they were in the playoffs. Howard, they are in, baby. Here we go. Here's Travis's Marion Jeffrey to Stephen Campbell there for a little 5-yard run. Then Dulce's Luke Metzer. You like that kid? He's pretty good.
He's a great quarterback.
Right up the middle there. Nice little quarterback. Again, Dulce, Luke Metzer to Rail Muhammad there. Whoa, game's Travis touchdown pass. Marion Jeffrey to Grant Griffin. Oh, man, here we go. Quarterback script. Here we go, Metzer again. He's looking. He looked like Johnny Manziel last night. Finds his receiver there in the back of the end zone. Is it
very
enough?
nice, very nice.
Oh, man. I'm surprised Dulles had any highlights out there. Travis Tigers take this one 64-35. Sorry about that.
It was actually 71-42, but Travis getting the big win. Joining us on the phone right now from the Travis Dulles game, a game in which the Tigers just got done beating the Vikings 71-42 to clinch the final playoff spot in District 23 6A. Adam Coleman covering the game for the Houston Chronicle. He's there right now. Adam, what can you tell us about this game? How did Travis score 71 points?
Travis was Travis. They brought in Coach Sism, who runs this up-tempo offense, and they just kind of kept scoring in bunches. With Amron Jeffrey, he's a sophomore quarterback, and he plays a lot older than he is. He had about 4 touchdown passes, and with that, Travis clinched the playoff spot. Just quintessential Travis, and they're rolling to the playoffs with some momentum.
Adam, the Cy-Fair Bobcats came into this game against Jerseyville Falcons, losing 3 out of their 4 games. Didn't have a lot of momentum on their side, and they needed this one. They win today, and they are in. They do beat the Jersey Falcons 21-13. These guys secure the 4th spot in the playoffs. Talk about that team. What are their chances in the playoffs?
Well, yeah, this is they have the 2nd longest streak of playoff berths in that district, and they're kind of a team in the program that knows how to win, especially when it counts. And in a game like tonight, they definitely showed up. Defensively, this is a team that prides itself on playing great defense, and it pays off in the playoffs. And I definitely expect them to get at least a couple wins and make it interesting deep into the playoffs.
We're joined by Adam Coleman of the Houston Chronicle. He's there. Travis and Dulles, a game which the Tigers beat the Vikings to qualify for the playoffs. I'm going to bounce you back to that Travis game, and both teams so desperate to clinch that final postseason bid. Just talk about the energy on the field. What was the atmosphere like over there?
Oh, man, it was a playoffs before the playoffs. It was definitely what you expect to see out of a Week 11 game, especially early on. Early on, it was close. Maybe the score doesn't indicate that, but it really was. Both teams trading touchdowns. Luke Metzer for Dulles, he's put up great numbers this year, and you definitely had that energy and feel of a playoff game, especially early on. But Travis, they just pulled away. Once they found an opening, they just took it and ran with it, and they came out victorious.
Now, a lot of quality teams making the postseason. Cy Ranch is the team that last year they made it all the way to the state championship game. What kind of, what do you think will happen with Cy Ranch this postseason?
Yeah, the funny thing about Cy Ranch is they went to the state championship game before they even won the district title, and they finally won the district championship this year. I mean, this is a team that when you go back to last year, they're playing with a lot of confidence, and you knew they'd be in the district championship hunt. And now that they finally have that, they have the feeling that they can go as far as they went last year, and they've openly talked about that, especially with quarterback Colin Rock, who's an SMU commit. This is a team that has a chance. They're going to get some tough matchups. They're looking at Katy in the second round possibly, but they have the confidence that they can go as far as anybody.
Adam Coleman from the Houston Chronicle, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you.
Congratulations to Travis for nailing down that final playoff spot. Dulles, a great year for them, too, after a winless season last year. How about Ridgepoint? Panthers and Texas City for the district title. That's up next on the Houston High School Football Raptor Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Welcome back to the Sports Radio 610 Scoreboards on the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Caney beating Montgomery 41-24, and Conroe Tigers get the win 19-13.
Eisenhower Eagles shutting out the Aldine Mustangs 49-0. Memorial Mustangs again, no shutout, shutting out Northbrook Raiders 51-0.
Close call for Strake Jesuit against Mayde Creek. Crusaders sneak by 32-27, and Lamar, the Texans, get a win 59-0 over Westside. Okay, so playoff discussion has been kind of the central part of this entire show. Teams winning, they get in. You know, one of those teams, Brenham.
Yeah, absolutely. Brenham's a good team, man. They got in with a win today. That was huge for them. So a lot of these teams, man, I told you this, Howard, this is what you're playing for, just a chance to get in the playoffs. And a lot of teams get better as the season goes on. So momentum going into the playoffs is huge. That's a big part of getting into the playoffs. You need to have momentum when you get in there.
And that was some foreshadowing right there. The Brenham Cubs going against Spring Woods, and the Tigers from there. And Brenham, we checked them out, win, and they're in. Hale and Tilly finding
nice
Tremaine
play right
Sweet,
there.
6 yards, the right side, 7-0. Tamaris McWilliams, check out this play here. Just slices through the middle. 1 on a million defenders, and he still finds a way through. The nice little spin move at the end, 20 yards, is 14-0. Second quarter, same score. Jacob Orline to Darvis Watson. This was a Hail Mary at the end of the half, 34 yards. It's good. Always got to love those plays. Makes it 20-0. In the third quarter, now 27-0. It's that McWilliams guy again, this time going around the left side. 76 yards. He breaks into the clear towards the end. Maybe he's a little tired there, but he stumbles on in and scores to make it 34-0. The Cubs are in the postseason. They clinch a spot. They get the win. They needed it. 34-0. They get the job done.
All right, here we go, Howard. My hometown, Tomball Cougs taking on Tomball Memorial. Represent Cougs. You know what? Both are 2-4 in the district. I'm not sure what happens if one of these teams wins. It was a lot of tiebreaker in such. Tomball's Memorial, Benjamin Small, a little 10-yard run right there. And then here you go. You got Tomball's short little 2-yard run, TD run there by Kendall Gordon, tying the game up at 7 there. And then Tomball Memorial's Dre Baker. Oh, keeps the ball. Goes the other way. Nice. Keeps it for a touchdown. They attempt a 2-point conversion. That is no good. Cougars, are you kidding me? You're killing me. Memorial Wildcats take this one 45-22. No chopped beef sandwiches for you at the Rib Tickler, man.
Magnolia West. Both these teams are in the playoffs, so this is about rivalry. It's also about playoff positioning. And for the Bulldogs, Jacob Frazier sliding out the 5-yard pass. The Griffin Lawners makes it 7-0 for Magnolia. More for the Bulldogs. Frazier, this time he sneaks it in for the 2-yard keeper. 14-0 Bulldogs. Magnolia West now down 14-0. Hunter Krushke, 42-yard pass to Adrian Thomas. Thomas had a big game. That made it 14-7. But back to Magnolia and Frazier. Frazier keeps it on his own read. Gets taken down for the 12-yard gain. Magnolia would get the win, 24-14. Big win for the Bulldogs. They finish at 9-1. Okay, moving on to Ridgepoint and Texas City. This is for the district title. Yes, sir. For Texas City, the Stingrays, Kenny Smith, not to be confused with the basketball player, the former Houston Rocket. Up the middle and then around the right side.
Jets on his back.
Yeah, looked like he has some jets, and he finds his way through the right side just inside the pylon for the score. Then for Ridgepoint, Terry Petrie. This guy just committed to the University of Houston earlier today. One of the best cornerbacks in the entire nation for the class of 2017.
Good job, Coach Herman.
B.J. Rainford, yes, sir. Then for Ridgepoint, Shane Gosson to Mustafa Muhammad, and then Gosson would find Luke Farrar later on as Ridgepoint gets the win. Final score, This one, they get the win. Big win for them. Panthers have had a strong season overall, and they cap it off with a victory.
Yeah, it was nice. You saw right there. Just get it in the hands of your playmakers. You know, a lot of high school football is this horizontal passing attack. It's not vertical. It's the horizontal. Get the ball out fast. A lot of missile screens, bubble screens, and let your playmakers make some plays. And they certainly did that tonight.
Now, how much can momentum help out for the playoffs?
Yeah, it's huge. Are you kidding me? It's confidence, a lot, especially on defense, Howard. A lot of playing good defense is just confidence. And so if you got teams in particular that are playing really good defense, that confidence, that momentum propels them into the playoffs until you get smacked in the face, and then that momentum stops. But until then, it certainly will help.
Now, of course, our Big Star Forward game of the week earlier tonight was MANVEL against Pearland. The reporter covering that game for the Houston Chronicle, Corey Repkin, joining us right now live. And Corey, what a game. How crazy was that?
You know, it's games like this that make me wonder how I can possibly get paid to do a job that I love so much. I mean, 17 seconds to go, Pearland setting up for the winning field goal, and the lights go out.
Yeah,
and for 15 minutes, we're just sitting there waiting, knowing exactly what's going to happen. But I mean, what do adolescents do in a moment like that? And Pearland's Cody Bernstein stepped up and drilled a 37-yarder to win it at the buzzer.
Hey, Corey, you got Clear Creek, man. They're kind of a team that's gone under the radar all season long. Last week they beat Dickinson. What can we expect from Clear Creek in the playoffs?
You know, early in the season, a lot of people thought it was Dickinson's sister to win, but I thought Clear Creek, with all its veterans coming back, I thought they were going to beat Dickinson, and they actually kind of had their way with Dickinson until the fourth quarter, and the win went against them. I think you're going to see a really good Clear Creek team in the playoffs. They should beat Fort Bend Travis in the first round, and then don't be surprised if you see them make it interesting against MANVEL in round two. Clear Creek, they got veterans all over the field, especially on offense, and they've been running that offense, that passing attack for years under Coach Darrell Warden, and they really have something. If you're looking for an upset, don't be surprised if Clear Creek gets past MANVEL.
Corey, one of the better teams in the area, Hightower, finished with a perfect season. If they advance in the playoffs, they could face Katy. How good are these Hurricanes?
The defense is really, really good. The offense, I wonder. Now, the time I saw them play, they played A-Leaf Taylor, and A-Leaf Taylor has a lights-out defense also. But I wonder if Hightower has the offense to maintain and really be a super strong team in the playoffs. They're going to have their work cut up for them in the first round against Friendswood. I don't think we need to advance Hightower just automatically. I mean, they lost to Friendswood in the first round last year. But if defense counts for anything, then Hightower's got a chance against a lot of teams.
Friendswood definitely really good. Corey Repkin of the Houston Chronicle, thank you so much for joining us. And, Corey kind of talked about Clear Creek earlier on, and Clear Creek definitely one of the better teams, and they are our Texan Live Team of the Week. Here's Courtney Madden.
Texan Live would like to recognize Clear Creek as our Team of the Week. Clear Creek entered the season with little expectations, not even in the top 20 in the state, and knocked off number 7 Dickinson in a hard-fought win last week.
Hildreth takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to throw the deep out over the near side. It's caught at the 42-yard line by Edsel. Edsel makes a man miss at the 35, over to the near numbers, across the 30 to the
quarterback Chase Hildreth managed the game great under unfortunate weather circumstances. He finished the night 19 for 35 with 184 yards and 1 touchdown. In the final seconds of the game, Clear Creek pulled off a win over the Dickinson Gators for the district title, 31-27.
It's into the Dickinson 25. Hildreth looking to throw, steps into the pocket. Now he's going to try to take off. Now he'll throw, has a man at the 15, at the 10, the 5, and down at the 2-yard line. He got in. He's into the end zone. It's rolled a score on the far side. Looked like he went out of bounds, and the Clear Creek sideline is going berserk.
Congratulations to the Clear Creek Wildcats for being the Team of the Week, presented to you by Texan Live.
Congratulations to Clear Creek for being our Team of the Week. How about our Big Star Forward Game of the Week, MANVEL Pearland? We go back to that game when we come back after the break. And welcome back to the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. My name is Howard Chen. His name's Ted Johnson, 3-time Super Bowl champ. And for our Big Star Forward Game of the Week, it was a good one.
It was a great one.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Got Pearland taking on MANVEL. Came down to the end, too.
Great game. Came down to the end. Let's go to the highlights for our Big Star Forward Game of the Week. Pearland against MANVEL. Battle of the Titans. Oilers against Mavericks. And for the Oilers, they get on the board first in the first quarter as It kind of looked like fog, but it was smoke. I love that atmosphere. High school football,
Little
gotta
trap
love
play
it.
there.
Evan Burgess, yes sir, he scores, put Pearland up 7-0. This game was back and forth and back and forth. Mr. Playmaker, De'Eric King at quarterback for Manvel escapes a tackle.
Where's he going,
Defenders slipping
TCU?
and falling. He's going to TCU. Ankles being broken everywhere. Eventually, he does get taken down inside the 5-yard line. That drive would end with a King touchdown. Calls his own number, and rightfully so. He deserved that touchdown. Made it 7-7. That was a 3-yard score for him. Now 10-7 the score, and it's Devon Penniman, future Ole Miss running back. That made it 17-7 on the touchdown. Late in the game, tied at 24. About 2 minutes left. Penniman reaching out, but he fumbles the ball. Pearland would get the ball with about 2 minutes remaining in
Can't
the game.
skip the seed, baby.
They drive down to field goal position. Power would go out. Yeah, the lights went out at Allen Memorial Stadium with 17 seconds left. Did not ice Cody Bernstein. He nails the 37-yarder. That's the game winner. The Oilers, they celebrate. They take down the Mavs. Holy cow. 27-24, the final score there. So just like last year, it went down to the very end. Pearland, what a win over Manvel. Here's the winning head coach, Tony Heath, afterwards.
Down the field, Pearland head coach Tony Heath after his team knocks off Manvel to win the district championship. Coach, congratulations with the district title. How was your team able to get it done tonight?
I'll tell you, as a team, and believing they can play, believing that they play one play and win that play. Like I told our kids, I said, you know, we went and saw University of Houston earlier this summer in 2 days. We took the team up there. Coach Herman had a great message to him. He said, don't worry about winning the next play. Don't worry about the last play. Just win that play. And we focused on that all this week, just win that one play. And they did. And so, we didn't look at the scoreboard until the end. And the kids played to the fourth quarter to win it in the fourth quarter.
You were in field goal range, about 17 seconds left, and the lights went off. What were you thinking when the lights went off?
I was thinking, who called Buffalo Wild Wings? I mean, that commercial where all of a sudden somebody go boom. But, hey, fitting for a game like this. It made it exciting, Everybody flicked the lights on. I thought we could play still. I said, go ahead, let's keep going, but not. It was a great high school game, two communities coming together, and a great battle.
Coach, congratulations on the district title.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Tony Heath, head coach of the Pearland Oilers, after his team knocks off Manvel for the first time in school history. Guys, back to you.
Gotta love Tony Heath.
Man,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'll play for you, Coach.
Yeah, unbelievable. How about Crosby? Another great team.
Yeah, you got that right. Another great team. Crosby taking on the CE King Panthers. Not a whole lot on the line. Both these teams are in the playoffs except for pride and a district title, though, baby. CE Kings coming in, averaging 43 points a game. Howard Chin. How do they do tonight? I don't know. I think they got smacked around a little bit. Tristan Cotton, this kid can play.
Yes, he can.
He can play for Crosby, man. A nice little pass of Manny Netterly right there for a touchdown. Again, Tristan Cotton came into this game, Howard, with 23 touchdown passes already. Finds Manny Netterly again, making it look easy. Look at that. Nice catch by that kid there. Here you go. You have Crosby's Travion Edwards.
Through the fog.
You see, I think he just crossed the goal line there. Yep, for a touchdown there, putting Crosby up 35-12. And then Craig Williams for Crosby. Look at this run right up to the guy. Go ahead, guys. You can touch him. All right, go ahead.
If they
you
can
tackle
see
him.
him.
It's okay. No problem there. It's a route there, Howard, here. And then you got Rooney Woodward. He wants to get in on the fun there. Look at the pass to him. Nice catch by Rooney Woodward right there for a touchdown. Crosby in a route. This game was supposed to be a little bit closer than it was. Crosby takes this one 49-12 to get the district title.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, Crosby's defense really making a statement there. But we have much more highlights coming on this show a little bit later after this break, too, and we'll revisit Manvel and Pearland. That's coming up next on the Houston High School Football Rapper Show, brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Welcome back. These are the Sports Radio 610 scoreboards. North Shore getting the win 38-7, and the Longhorns get another win 38-0 over Pasadena Memorial.
Way to go, Dobie. A-Leaf Rams taking on A-Leaf Hastings Bears. Shut them out 42-zip, and then Clearbrook Wolverines losing to Friendswood Mustangs 53-30.
We are going to go right now to the guy who called that Manvel Pearland game for Texan Live. Jeremy Branham right now, he joins us from that game. And Jeremy, how crazy were things over there, and what went through your mind when the power went out with 17 seconds left?
I didn't know what to think, to be honest with you. I've been to some events before and some games I was calling and have seen the lights go out, so it wasn't completely foreign to me. But the fact that it happened in that situation, 17 seconds left, playing at Manvel, Pearland has never beat Manvel before, and all of a sudden the lights go off whenever they're about to set up for, maybe one more play and then the field goal. And, one of the things I told Bert, who I was calling the game with, was, I guess that's one way to freeze the kicker. So I think there were thoughts of that kind of going through everybody's mind, but I don't think there was any foul play.
Jeremy, I'm going out to the Katy game tomorrow. I can't wait to see the Katy Tigers play tomorrow. I know what this team is. They're a juggernaut, and we get that. Can anybody out there beat this team in the playoffs?
I think there's more talented teams in the city of Houston than Katy, and it's hard to hear that and it's hard to believe that. But you look at a team like Manvel, I think that they have more talent. I think Cy Ranch, who I think matches up with Katy in the second round, they can match Katy in terms of talent. There's teams that are as talented as Katy, but it's just the fact of the program, the pedigree. They win a lot of games just showing up and people looking up and saying, oh, we're playing Katy. And, it gets teams shaking in their boots a little bit. And, just the fact that Coach Joseph, what he does, it's really not just on game days. It's just the process every single day. It's trusting the process and believing in the process. And the players all buy into Coach Joseph and the Katy process and program. And it's a well-oiled machine there with the Tigers.
Jeremy, you talked about the talent that Manvel has. They are certainly very talented. With Pearland getting the win, how does Tony Heath get it done, and how does he kind of turn that game into more of a Pearland style of football?
What they did in the second half, I was very impressed with. Both offenses really had trouble in the first half getting it going. Manvel had a couple of turnovers in the first half that hurt them. They had a couple of turnovers deep in Pearland territory in the second half that hurt them. Devon Perriman, he was running into the end zone late in the fourth quarter, fumbled the ball right near the goal line when they went forward, fourth and goal from the 2, went out of the end zone. And that's what set up the Pearland last drive and the field goal to get the win. Pearland in the second half, they had 2 drives of 14 plays that took over 5 minutes. And that's what you have to do whenever you're playing a team as talented as Manvel, is keep the ball out of their hands, especially with that offense.
Jeremy Branham from Texan Live, thank you so much. Well, one of the more talented teams in the area, George Ranch, a lot of talented players. One of them, Alex Fontenot, he is our Cavender's Player of the Week.
I'm sure you can hear the music in the background behind me. Texan Live is out at this exciting George Ranch practice today to present you with your Cavender's Player of the Week to running back Alex Fontenot. Quick, elusive, and deceptive, Alex Fontenot is all of the above. You've seen vocal players and leaders, but Alex leads with his actions and gets the job done.
He's a kid that goes to work every day. He's a quiet kid. He does his job in the classroom, and when he comes out on the field, he's business every day and gets after it. He's put in a lot of hard work, and his name was called early in the season, and he's never looked back. He stepped in and did his job of what the team needed him to do, and it's just a tribute to his work ethic and the type of player he is.
Alex doesn't go down with just one hit. He breaks tackles with ease, and he finds holes that appear barely visible. And it's his speed that helps him through it all.
1, he has great vision, and 2, he runs extremely hard. He's a kid that usually first contact he doesn't go down, and it takes 3 or 4 guys to get him down. I think he just runs tremendously hard, and deceptively he's faster than what people think. And I think that combination of speed and strength really separates him.
Through all of his success, Alex enjoys every second and knows what he needs to do to fulfill his role on the George Ranch football team.
Just all the excitement is really fun. Everybody gets hype all the time, so it's just fun to be around. We've done better than most people expected. Everybody thought that we weren't going to be as good, but we showed everybody wrong. I think I've done better than what I expected because I didn't expect to have as much success as I've been having.
Texan Live came out to George Ranch this week to present Alex Fontenot with Player of the Week. Congratulations.
Presentation is always my favorite part. Nice job by Courtney Madden. George Ranch, one of the best teams in the state. Speaking of best teams in the state, let's check out some of the best teams from around the state and how they did. Starting in 6A, Allen getting the win, Katy and Cinco Ranch. The big game going on tomorrow. Check out everything right there.
Now here we go. Cedar Park at Vista Ridge. Crosby defeats CE King 49-12. George Ranch defeating Calhoun 27-26. Aledo versus Claiborne.
And you see the 4A teams right there. We'll be right back after this. This is the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Our Sports Radio 610 scoreboards. Clear Creek, they win the district 48-0. They win.
All right, here you got Bush Broncos taking on Galveston Ball. The Ball loses this one. Broncos take this one 21-14. Santa Fe Indians losing to Elkins Knights 37-2.
How about Humble? Okay, so plenty of Friday night action going on. Lots of big games, and that's why we have Courtney Madden here joining us, third member of our broadcast team. What was some of the buzz, especially for MANVEL Pearland? I'm guessing there's some buzz for that game.
Yes, there was a lot, but I tried to kind of stretch it out and reach other schools as well.
Right,
but obviously, most of the tweets came out of Pearland and MANVEL,
Yeah.
so let's take a look at those. Speaking of, Megan Jill said, this Pearland versus MANVEL football is crazy. Colby Cougar said, so who's ready to put a dent in the undefeated district varsity football team in Cy Ranch later today? Dress as a superb hero. #represent. Shannon Henry said, I have yet to see a high school football game that has topped the craziness of Tomball versus Tomball Memorial 2 years ago. J. Josh 22 said, I don't know how Pearland gets so much in one football season. And Carla Guerra said, big football game tonight against Texas City at 7 determines if we are district champions. Be there and wear purple.
And there were just so many big games tonight, Texas City, Ridgepoint included, but obviously our Big Star 4 game of the week, the one that I'm still thinking of, Pearland and MANVEL.
Yeah, are you kidding me? That was huge for Pearland. Haven't been able to beat MANVEL in 2 years. And to win like they did at the end of the game like that, I mean, you got to be ecstatic. I mean, it just a lot of these kids, part of these kids didn't even have the confidence going in. They weren't really sure because they haven't beat them in a couple of years, and win in that kind of fashion, huge for their confidence.
And that was another one of those games that came down to the final seconds,
Yeah.
the final minutes. So that was another close and cool game to watch.
Cody Bernstein with a game-winning 37-yard field goal to win that one for the Oilers. Is that included in our plays of the week? Check it out.
Left to right, King takes the snap, quarterback draw up the middle, across the 45, 50, cuts inside as a first down and more. In Pearland territory, across the 40, 35, 30, cuts it outside to the near sideline, 20, 15, 10, cuts back inside, stays at his feet, and is tripped up inside the 5.
Right side, he's got room, he's behind the defense, across midfield, now it's a foot race, 30-yard line, 20-yard line, 10, shove from behind into the end zone, touchdown, Mavericks.
Wow.
I was kind of surprised that the field goal wasn't the #1 play, but we'll have much more when we come back. This is the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. Welcome back to the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. How about Kingwood and the Woodlands to check out those highlights? Oh, very friendly to start the game.
Nice.
Yeah, but, you know, when the play gets going, it's not so friendly, huh? Dawson Trudell to Griffin Lay for the touchdown, 1-yard score, makes it 7-0. Then, in the second quarter, same score, Craig Heiser to Carlos Ramos for the 1-yard run. That ties the game at 7. Antoine Winfield Jr., this guy has made plays all throughout his career with the Woodlands. With a kickoff return, 92 yards down the left sideline.
Killer, man.
He's
That's
pretty fast. Yeah, pretty quick with his feet. Makes it 14-10. Then back to Trudell. He finds a way through for the 1-yard run, but the Woodlands, they get the win. Great win for the Highlanders, 21-18. This was a close one,
Give it up to
but the
Kingwood,
Woodlands,
though.
yeah, they win their district, 16-6A. Now, we saw plenty of good action from last night, from tonight, but Saturday night, how about Katy and Cinco Ranch? That's just one of our Saturday games on TexanLive.com.
Coming up Saturday on TexanLive.com. A district championship is on the line as undefeated Cinco Ranch takes on undefeated Katy in possibly one of the most anticipated games of the season at Rhodes Stadium at 11. And at 2 p.m. at Turner, 3 and 4 Barbers Hill takes on 2 and 5 Kingwood Park. And we're taking you back to Rhodes Stadium at 6 p.m. to watch 2 and 4 Tompkins face off with 1 and 5 Katy Taylor. Don't forget, if you missed a game this week, you can go back and watch it. All this and more at TexanLive.com, the new home for Houston high school sports.
Thank you, Courtney. You see the information there for all the games on TexanLive.com. Cinco Ranch and Katy. Big game.
Huge game. Here you go. You got playoff games. Look at all these. New Caney versus Netherland. Kingwood versus Klein Collins. Cinco Ranch versus Bel Air. Katy versus Westside. LaPorte versus Dawson.
Now, we talk about the Katy and Cinco Ranch being big, but I'm still thinking about Pearland and MANVEL.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I just so everybody knows, I will be at that Katy game tomorrow. If you see me, come say hi.
Yeah, but
I'm going to go see my first Katy game. I'm excited
That's
about
a big game. We'll see who wins between the Tigers and Cinco Ranch. A battle of top teams. Can Cinco Ranch take it to the next level? But for tonight, the big game, Pearland and MANVEL. Pearland gets the win, but guess what? Regular season's about over. The playoffs, that's the real deal. We say goodnight for everybody here. I'm Howard Chen. Good night.